Good evening. Welcome everyone to this Tuesday, September 17th, 2024 business meeting of the Oyster Bay East North Central School District. I'd like to call the meeting to order. Can everyone please stand for the Pledge of Allegiance? To the flag of the United States of America and to the republic which stands one nation under God, indivisible, with justice for all. Okay, I'd like to correspondence, Mrs. Santos.
All correspondence was via email, 820 Ken Altamirano, AD last minute decision. Various emails from Heather Nadani. There was a 826 email from Debbie Regan, an 829 email from, Debbie Regan on New York lottery shoot details. Randy Shapiro on 829, Vernon School shuttle bus to TR. On 8:30, Caitlin Peets, shuttle bus request. 8:30:24, Roy Contrautwitz on Vernon School transfer bus to Roosevelt. On 9:30:2024, Maria Them, shuttle bus from Vernon to TR. On 9:06 and 9:13, Thomas Windhausen, update on written request. On 9/17/2024, Rebecca Carleo on transportation.
Thank you, Ms. Santos. Now I'd like to turn it over to Dr. Yanni for the superintendent's report.
Good evening, everybody. I just, on September 14th, we lost a coach, a friend, and a colleague. Coach Doug Axman was more than just a wrestling coach. He was a mentor, my friend. We worked together at Locust Valley, and an inspiration to all who knew him. His passion for the sport was contagious, and his dedication to his athletes was second to none. Coach Axman's impact extended far beyond the wrestling mat, shaping the lives of countless students and leaving an enduring legacy of sportsmanship, perseverance, and support. His presence here at Oyster Bay will be deeply missed. He coached over here for almost 50 years. His memory will live on the hearts and the countless lives he touched. Please keep Coach Axman in your prayer, and let's have a moment of silence. Thank you. I am pleased to announce that here at the high school, Oyster Bay High School, we have two seniors, Brandon Antonetti and Adrian Kim, AJ we call him, who have been named the 2025 National Merit Scholarship Program semifinalists. This prestigious recognition is determined by their top PSAT scores that they receive in the 11th grade. Brandon and AJ are part of a selected few high school juniors nationwide and provide them the opportunity to continue in the competition that is worth a scholarship worth about $26 million. So I asked Dr. Danka and Ms. Hargeman to give me some stats about the number of students that we have, just to give you an idea of how impressive our students are. The competition begins with the SAT, the PSAT in the junior year. So in 23-24, which is last year, 2.27 million high school sophomore and 1.5 million high school junior took the PSAT. The top 16,000 students out of 1.5 million were selected. Our two students were part of that group. That's quite impressive. I'm very proud of the work that the entire staff, the council, everybody have done. So we wish them all the best. And again, we are doing very well. Our students are doing very well. And on that note, I know that Ms. Argument, Mr. Pardue, Mr. Locastro, and the entire administrative team were at the dance last Saturday night. They had a football game and the dance was attended by 200 students, which is, I believe, the first time in a long time. So the spirit is definitely up, and we are very, very proud of that. Um, at this point, I would like to give you an update on some of the work that we have been doing at different schools. And the other night, I had a wonderful meeting with some of my leaders in the different departments, and the SEPTA and PTA have been going around, and they had a wonderful suggestion that we have been working on the different presentations on the outside of the building, but I think would be a good time to look at the inside of the building and show the board and the community some of the work that we have done on the inside. So just to give you an update of what we are, and is it's almost like a dream that box has moved from the left side to the right side. So we're almost there. We are on schedule and under budget as of right now, which we're going to keep it that way. When you look at the Vernon schools, in terms of the pre-bond, they did a pre-bond and a post-bond. I think looking at this cafeteria, it's quite a scene what we had. So this is the cafeteria the way it was, and today this is the cafeteria the way it is. I know that Ms. Smith and Mr. Morrow have a little bit more insight of how the students talk about this cafeteria. I think it's the Chipotle cafeteria, what are the restaurants they mentioned? Okay, so we have multiple types of, the students are super excited. When you look at this, it's almost like a diner, and you see the kids, and the excitement is very, very rewarding to see that. So you see some of the students working together and eating lunch and enjoying it. When you look at the pre-bond, this is some of the cages that I thought it were for music instruments. I thought it were cages where, but they're not. So this is before the bond, and this is how the music and all the environments we were looking at. So this was one of the class which was adapted. You look at this one is the best because the cafeteria was used in the morning as band, and the students had to move all the instruments and the chairs. Have I witnessed that when I came, and I quite didn't understand. So you see that was before how the cafeteria is used. Then the instruments would be put on the side so you can talk about the damage and all the other things. So this was another room. Today, we're very proud of see all the inside and the attention to details. And you've seen some of these pictures already. And the students truly enjoying the new space. When you look at some of the services that were provided, when you look at Vernon, some of the service was done in locations that were not ideal, but we quickly rectified that. So by creating those rooms, we were able to renovate additional rooms, and this is one of the few rooms that was renovated, and we have more coming our way. So this is on the outside. I always point the details of the music sheets with the lines and the music symbol, which it kind of shows the attention to details to make sure that building it fit into the entire fit with the building. And also the other thing that we're doing that you see on the side, we're changing the red panels to make it more match the rest of the building. So we change it to gray, and little by little we're moving on that note. So that was the rendering. So we did a pretty good job staying close to what the rendering was. Roosevelt is whole another story. So when you look at the pre-bond, I think this was the part that was kind of devastating for me when I toured the building after 1 month. Students were doing OT, PT, and other services on the stage, on the side, and this was the partition that was used. I mean, this doesn't need any additional explanations to the people that were criticizing the fact that we had more kind of extension of the building. So you see, this was the other side of the stage. So you're talking about um, stage that it was not we're not able to use. Number one, and number two, how the students were in those kind of environments. When you look at the side of some of the classrooms, those were on the side were literally not even the size of an office. This was sort of the most devastating for me personally because this was a custodial closet that was revamped into a room for service. This doesn't need any explanation. This is I asked two people to be part of that picture to show you how small the picture, how small the classroom was. So you're looking at that. Now, when you look at today, this is one of some of the classrooms, right? This is the decoration and the work, the wonderful work that the teachers have done, which I cannot thank them enough. Over the summer, the last 2 weeks, they spent time unboxing everything at their own time, which is something that I am proud and impressed. You look at some other classrooms. We're gonna have a grand opening on October 26th, so hopefully the community will join us and see the spaces live. I know that some people already saw it. So this is some of the other rooms. This is one of the rooms that is used for the service, and it's like it's a place where that the students need and is appropriate for their education. This is one additional room that we have on the side. This is an office that is used and by the students for work. This is additional space that we use by creating additional rooms. So you see the outside, we have almost completed. We're almost at the street, at the main street, by the park. Pavers everywhere, so the parents are dropping off the students. They're still using one of the parking lot, but we'll be able to open once everything is done. We were able to do all the construction and still maintain all the playgrounds and everything without damaging anything. I think that's the outside of the building, and we're going to have some additional furniture there. So it looks very, very nice. And this is the rendering. And again, we came very, very close to what the rendering looked like at that point. So I'm very, very happy to report that the work was successful and also was beneficial for our students, all our students, not just one group and another. So thank you for your support. My second presentation tonight is to share with the community, and we will have additional documents posted online, is to share with the community some of the leadership update that we have and the restructure that we have conducted over the past couple months. So one of the things that is important to keep in mind, that our commitment is to the students and to the community, but mostly to focus on what the students need every day. We continue to do very well. You saw tonight having a semi-finalist at this level, 2 students at this level in a school that has a graduating class of about 100 students. It's quite impressive. Our graduation rate got to 100% last year. It's quite an impressive number when you think about the fact that every student is a percent, and the fact that we were able to increase the AP scores, increase the acceptance to different colleges, things that we were talking to Ms. Hargeman this morning. To have a graduation rate when we were starting at 89, and when she came on board, I said, we're going to have a graduation rate of 100, and she shared that, she thought that it was a little bit off, but that's what most people think. But it is 100%, and it is what it is right now. And that is because of the staff that we have, that is because of the students that we have, and that is because of the community that we have, the parents that are supporting. And I said to the board from the first day I got here, the quality of students that we have is second to none. And those numbers that we had 3 years ago did not reflect that. Now we're moving in the right track. We have still work to do, but we're moving in the right track. centralizing instruction has been the focus of my administration and my team. Um, we want to take the resource that we have available and bring it down to the classroom, bring it down to the students. And that's what we have been doing, centralizing instruction and making sure that it is unified under one vision of empowering all students to achieve excellence, all of them. We are confident, and I am confident, that the restructure that we have in place will be beneficial and will continue to provide the district with additional results and provide the students with what they need. So let me talk to you a little bit about the structure that we had in place. This is the structure that we had in place up to now. And when you see on the left side, and I kind of on the right side of the graph, you see that the principal and the assistant principal had a sort of some type of line that was parallel to the people that were dealing with instruction. So you see that you had the directors, you had the supervisors, but when you look at it, there were almost two columns and they were parallel in a way that when you have things that parallel, you hope that there is a conversation and that the vision of the district and the goals that the Board of Education would set in place, they will trickle down. But when you have a lot of boxes in a different place and not unified under one leadership, under one leader in each building, the message can get lost. So one of the things that we have done this year, we have centralized instruction under the leadership of the principal in each building. And what we have done, we have provided support to each of the principals and additional support. So when we look at the overall aspect of instruction, right, the idea is to give support and make sure that everything is under the principal leadership, and the principal leadership will be under obviously the superintendent and the executive director for curriculum. So when it comes down to curriculum, there is a clear voice and there is a clear message coming from the top down, right? So when you look at some of the positions that we have, right, we have the assistant principals, and then one position, two positions that we had was the executive, the curriculum associate at the secondary level and the elementary level. Because the idea was to provide the principals with the support necessary at the level that they're in. So to have a supervisor K-12 and being pulled sometimes with Regents AP at the higher level, it will create some sort of not issue, but we'll have a little bit of lack of time when it comes to the elementary level. So by creating associate, curriculum associate at the elementary and the secondary level, we can have a clear focus and a clear vision that goes all the way down to those classrooms. So we had the assistant principal, we had the curriculum associates, and then another thing that we are putting in place is lead teachers in each of the department. Those are positions that are part of their teaching position. They will receive a stipend, and they will be sort of the go-to person to go to the administrative team. We also added 2 periods of dean at the high school to help with discipline, which is wonderful because we don't have that much discipline over here. Our students are doing wonderful. And then we have literacy coach and tech specialist at the elementary level. So when you look at the overall structure, we can move boxes around, but the position and the support is there. And that support is targeted to the student's need. So here I put side to side, so you see one is parallel and the other one is more kind of under the leadership of a principal. Lead teachers at the high school, and this is at the secondary level, will report to the assistant principal, and they will deal with the curriculum, department meetings, master schedule, supply, testing. They will be the voice that goes from the department to the administration. The deal will support the minor infraction of discipline when you're dealing with big discipline, I am always involved, and the principal obviously involved. And each assistant principal will have several departments that they will lead. And we have several of the assistant principal that we have that have a background. So, for example, Mr. Pardue has a background in social studies, so the social study would be under him. Mr. Locastro has mathematics, so it would be under Mr. Locastro, and so on. Um, what we will have on the website, we'll have a chain of communication. So if I am a high school parent and I have I want to share with the administrative team how much I enjoy the fact that my son is a teacher, I know who to call. So I will call Mr. Pardue or Mr. Locastro, and that would be the channel. So we would have a clear chain of communication that will be posted tomorrow. So people will know exactly where to go to. So if I have an issue with the English department, then I will go to a specific assistant principal with a specific number assigned. When you look at each assistant principal, a P would have Locastro, business, facts, mathematics, and a P Pardue would have English, word, language, and social studies. And the other piece that is important to keep in mind, we still have guidance, dedicated to guidance. We have art and music and media. We have special education. We have the assistant special education. We have physical education and health. So all those people are in place. They didn't go anywhere. They're just happy and doing the work there. The curriculum associate at the secondary level is more of an oversight of the curriculum from the curriculum aspect of it. So you'll see that the most important thing is to make sure that the curriculum is up to date, provide staff development, coordinating with colleges to provide college with the opportunities, the courses. Sometimes at the end of the year we evaluate what college, what credit we have, and some of the colleges that we have in place, they offer credit to our students in some of the courses that we have. We'll also oversee the science and ENL, and we'll be there to support the principal. When you look at the elementary level, the curriculum associate at the elementary level will be focused on the literacy, math, science, social studies, and the role will include the leadership, professional development, supervisor. So this person was not in place before. It was just appointed at the last meeting, and that person will focus mostly on curriculum, nothing else, and that will be at the elementary level. And this is Jennifer Caponia that we had at the last meeting. Mr. Moy will be the curriculum associate for the secondary level. At the elementary level, we will continue to have what we had in place, which is the literacy coach. And the literacy coach is not an administrative position, and that we deal with supporting the associate, the curriculum associate, and the assistant principal at Vernon, and the principals. The literacy coach will also will help with the assessment and provide support. So now we have an additional person that was not there before, focused just on the elementary. The chain of communication will look like this. It was in place before, so we are updating it. We are updated in the last couple of days when this presentation was created. So we're just going to put it online. So we would have by department, by teacher, and so by department, and so you know exactly who to go to if you have a question or comment, or you want to send a compliment, or just to share some good news. So you would have all of that. And the beautiful thing about this chain of communication, that there is one name at the bottom with one phone number that you can always call, and that's me. I answer the phone after 4, which is great. So if you want to talk to me directly after 4, there's no screening or anything. I want to emphasize that our district is stronger than ever. I believe every word in that sentence. I appreciate your support, and I think that the best is yet to come. Thank you for all your support.
Thank you, Dr. Yanni.
Before I leave, I don't know if the board has any
Yes,
questions.
Does the board have any questions for Dr. Yanni? Thank you very
so
much. Okay, let's move on to the approval of minutes. Do I have a motion to approve the meeting minutes as listed and attached below?
Motion.
Second. Any discussion? All in favor? All opposed? Motion carries. Let's move on to public participation on agenda items. Opportunity for the public to be heard. In accordance with open meetings law, school board meetings where school district business will be discussed are open to the public. The Oyster Bay East Norwich Board of Education welcomes public comment at its meetings. The Board of Education will respond to comments and/or inquiries in the appropriate manner. My eyes are okay. The portion of this meeting is designed exclusively for agenda items. A sign-in book is provided for these residents wishing to address the board. In order to be recognized, you must be signed in. Each speaker will be allowed a minimum of 3 minutes. The board president will call you to the microphone in the order in which you have signed in. Public discussion is prohibited regarding matters relating to individual reputation, privacy, or right to due process, which in some way could be violated. A second commentary period is approved for non-agenda items prior to adjournment. We thank you for your participation and cooperation. We've had nobody sign it. Let's move on to approval of instructional personnel items. Resolved upon the recommendation of the superintendent of schools, the Board of Education of the Oyster Bay East Norwich Central School District hereby approves the instructional personnel items as listed in their entirety. Do you have a motion? A second? Any discussion? All in favor? All opposed? Motion carries. Let's move on to, excuse me, non-instructional personnel items. Resolved upon the recommendation of the superintendent of schools, the Board of Education of the Oyster Bay East Norwich Central School District hereby approves the non-instructional personnel items as listed in their entirety. Do I have a motion?
Motion.
Second. Any discussion? All in favor? All opposed? Motion carries. Let's move on to other appointments. District-wide DASA coordinator. Resolved, Maureen Rader is appointed as the district-wide Dignity for All Students Act DASA coordinator for 2024 to 2025 without additional compensation. Approval of, do I have a motion here? I don't think so. Second? Any discussion? All in favor? All opposed? Motion carries. Approval of business items. Resolved upon the recommendation of the superintendent of schools, the Board of Education of the Oyster Bay East Norwich Central School District hereby approves the business items as listed in their entirety. Do you have a motion? Second. Any discussion? All in favor? All opposed? Motion carries. Approval of special services resolutions. Resolved upon the recommendation of the superintendent of schools, the Board of Education of the Oyster Bay East Norwich Central School District hereby approves the special services resolution as listed in their entirety. Do I have a motion? Second.
Second.
Any discussion? All in favor? All opposed? Motion carries. Let's move on to new business and approval of new business resolutions. Resolved upon the recommendation of the superintendent of schools, the Board of Education of the Oyster Bay East Norwich Central School District hereby approves the new business resolutions as listed in their entirety. Do I have a motion? Second. Any discussion? All in favor? All opposed? Motion carries. Now we're going to move on to public participation, non-agenda items, opportunity for the public to be heard on non-agenda items. Anybody sign in? No? Okay, I'd like to have a motion to adjourn the meeting and to enter into exec for personnel matters. Thank you, everyone.